Check what two, what is up guys, here with us, your boy Kagi, back at it again with a new interview. Right here we have the founder of Galaxia, a very hype chain, very hype game with PLANETX. Welcome Ghost. Let us know a little bit about your background, and then we go into what is Galaxia, what is PLANETX, what are all the games and experiences that you're building on your chain.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kag. Excited to chat and get into this with everyone watching. Thanks for the platform and excited to dive into it. Galaxia, PLANETX, other games we're doing on the chain like Go Hunt and all the, as you said, mega streamers that have got involved as co-owners. So amazing. My actual background, I've got actually video dropping on X, which you can all see. I've actually shot a 12-minute video upcoming, but
we'll link
really
it in the description for sure.
Yeah, amazing. So really quick, grew up, funny enough, at Chelsea Football Club from 8 to 21. Was actually a pro, 17, I signed a 4-year pro. Loads of surgeries, snapped my ACL on my right knee, broke my back go-karting, literally had compartment syndrome. So during my pro, I sat in the physio room for 4 years, which was horrific. Had to retire at 21 from my last injury. This will be in my own personal video. You can actually see the videos and stuff, which is pretty cool. Then threw myself into entrepreneurship at 21. First startup failed, raised money, got scammed for the money, outsourced the app build and got absolutely scammed for all of the money, which was amazing. Learned not to trust people. Then I started up another business, which ended up being really successful, a really kind of rare exclusive sneaker store that sold one-off bags, trainers, jackets in London. That's what I did until COVID hit. And told everyone you had to shut the store. And that is nearly 6 years ago now, 5-6 years ago. It's that long ago. It's crazy. And that is when I founded PLANETX originally, raised money very quickly due to, previous success. And that was it. And then the PLANETX journey started. And then 5 years later, now we've got a gaming studio owned by the biggest gamers in the world.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that because you have onboarded massive amounts of YouTubers with massive amounts of following. We're talking about millions and millions upon millions of followers. So that is the most bullish thing, one of the most bullish things about what you're doing here. Now, let's start with Galaxia. What is Galaxia? Tell us a little bit more about your chain and why you decide to onboard this Web2 YouTubers that are also on board. They're co-owners as well of the Galaxia ecosystem.
Yeah, high level, Galaxia is an on-chain gaming and entertainment studio. So just envision a Riot Games, EA, Ubisoft actually on-chain, co-owned by the biggest gamers plus community members that want to get involved. To make that a reality, there had to be a very cool token model. Like, how does that ownership mean that everyone sees the upside? And that is with something called a Galaxian bar. So not only is the ownership model unique, it's owned by all of us, like a decentralized gaming studio. Also, the fact that all of us have ownership in the products, the games, everything that is produced means that you're no longer just buying into a token, then hoping it goes up. So I wanted to really align kind of token holders with the real world. And that is why Galaxia was formed. So yeah, and then we can get onto in a minute if you want to how kind of then I onboarded all the top gamers. But was there anything around that?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about your decision of not going into other chains. There's a lot of chains right now that have a solution, I guess, from the technical standpoint, but I guess from the distribution standpoint, they're not there yet. And is that one of the reasons you kind of created your own ecosystem to make sure that your game reached the users that you wanted to reach?
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, quoting Axie, you look at how Axie had a smash hit game and then turned into an ecosystem. And that is actually how even massive studios are formed. They have a smash hit game, they turn into a big publisher and start producing new games. And one of the things that I knew was that when I was in chain discussions with chains, it's clear a lot of chains need distribution. They want real world users. Who can we get outside of CT, outside of the timeline? And I knew, due to my partners behind the scenes, I had the distribution. And then when you think about why does James have the distribution, it's because of the game. So the game attracted the biggest gamers in the world, which has given me an insane level of distribution. Why would I, in my mind, I was like, why would I give that power to a partner chain and obviously take it there and not just do it myself? And obviously that's when I got to creating Galaxia, and the gamers loved it and they came into Web3.
Absolutely. I can see the value there. So last thing about the chain itself. what is the role of the token within the Galaxia ecosystem? If you give me a high level overview, how does this play into the ecosystem?
Yeah, for starters, if you want to become an actual owner, you have to lock up token into a Galaxian bar. It's not locked up forever, but it's locked up in the sense that, and I think this is a really unique model, it is token, it gets released on performance-based FDV hits. So basically, as a community member, with the Galaxian bar, you get benefits of the chain and everything that it's doing, but also as the chain is growing, you get rewarded from being a community member, unlocking the actual token. But within the ecosystem, everything that's traded through all games is using the token as well. So not only is it like used for ownership and unlocking different rewards pools, it's also a part of the trading, the buying, the selling. We've built a CSGO style marketplace called the X Armory. That is where we're going to be dropping exclusive gun collabs, and obviously it's the token.
I'm gonna be speculating on those skins.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing is as well, it's like, you know, those we've just partnered with a really famous NBA champion. You can see it on the Galaxia chain website. And you think about these gun collabs we're going to do. We're going to drop them on our marketplace, and obviously the GLX token is what is going to be used to trade these exclusive drops. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of power the ecosystem with GLX as well.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how all this turns out. Now, you brought some of the biggest, we're talking about like big, people don't understand how hard it is to reach this following. Some of these people like Cebu, 6.5, Levino, 11 mil on YouTube. This is really hard. These are like, these audiences, they're there because they have value. These YouTubers know what they're doing. They know how to make content. They're engaging. Tell us a little bit about the strategy into you onboarding these YouTubers, and what was the challenge in bringing those YouTubers? Because at the end of the day, this is going to benefit the entire space. The entire space. We talked about this behind the scenes. There's going to be a trickle-down effect where you're actually helping lift the entire space by doing this. Of course, you win as a first one, bringing these YouTubers and this audience into your ecosystem, but everybody wins here. Everybody wins. So what was the challenge here? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so look, firstly, you make up a big point. The level of individuals we've got are the very best. I'll make that statement. Go and look up who is the biggest PUBG Mobile. We've got them. Who's the second biggest? We've got them. Who's the third biggest? We've got them. Who's the biggest in COD Mobile? We've got him. So we've signed the best of the best, creme de la creme. I cannot sign anyone bigger in that industry. But as you said there, Kagi, like, number one, they haven't been in blockchain. What were my challenges? And this is the truth, and this is what I speak about in every space. They found me organically because of the game, because they are experts at understanding audiences, their audience, you know, making content. They know what works with their audiences. And one of them saw my game just on Twitter. I was scrolling on X and I got a DM, really crazy. And an individual called Anthony, who looks after Panda, Cebu, Levino, said, James, we've seen your game. Let's jump on call. Next thing you know, I was on a call like this. And I didn't know who was going to be on the call. And it was the biggest 3 PUBG Mobile players in the world. And considering what I'm doing, it was 72 million followers on that call alone. 72 million, billions of views. Played the game and said, James, we don't want to be paid. We believe in this so much. We want to be co-owners. And that's when the conversation opened about how does that become a thing? You know, and then I pitched a bit. Yeah, what does that look like? Obviously, there's negotiations, there's lawyers, there's DD, as anyone knows. What does that look like? But then as we were talking, they were like, James, this is so good. We think we can get the whole mobile market audience, plus YouTubers, plus whoever involved. And then it spiraled out of control. I spoke about Galaxia. There had to be quite a bit of education around that, because for everyone watching, these guys have such big audiences that they need to get into things that they're sure of. You know, as you said, Kagi, this isn't like you can't just pay them to do this. This isn't like I'll give you 100 grand. Like, no, if it's not for my audience or what I built over 20 years, I'm not going to do it. So number one, they had to believe in it massively. They loved how the blockchain was presented, where I'm not selling to audiences this is Web3, this is blockchain. It's not about that. These are really cool games, and the infrastructure and the tech on chain, you know, the payments, the trading, the distribution, they really thought, wow, I've never been presented this before, rather than just trading, 2020 monkey pictures, which we laughed about. I actually had that conversation. They were like, that's when we first heard about crypto. But to not kind of run away from your question, the process was actually quite easy to get them involved, just because they believed everything that I believe. And they said, James, this is viral content. This is viral potential. When we stream extracting iPhones and PlayStations, and we give them to our fans, and this goes on TikTok and YouTube, we believe wholeheartedly this is going to be the next smash hit mobile game. And how do we get involved? That was it.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, let's jump right into that. A good segue into PlanetX. I know you have other games building on the ecosystem, and you tell us a little bit more about those games as well after this section. But what inspired PlanetX? What makes you think? I already know the answer to this. What makes you think that it can compete with PUBG? But it's a fair question. COD Mobile and other games like Fire. What's it called?
Free Fire.
That's big. People are so lost. All they think is Fortnite, blah, 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 blah. Free Fire is like top. It's king. It's king.
Yeah.
They're making so much money with skins. People buy them. They enjoy them. Anyways, let's go into that. Tell me a little bit more about PlanetX, about the prices that you have inside the game. How did that happen? And how hard has it been, or maybe has been easy to pitch? Tell me more about the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure. So firstly, I had this concept because I'm a gamer. So I love FPS games. I love competitive shooters. It's just because I'm competitive. And this naturally came to me playing Warzone actually in COVID. And I don't know if Kagi, you were playing FPS at the time. I kept winning the BR. I kept winning the BRs with my friends, sitting there. I'm not amazing, but we were winning quite a lot at the time. And when we won a game, one of my friends started laughing and said, James, do you want to play again? And at that moment, I was like, we've been playing this for 4 hours, and all you do is just click play again, don't you? Go round and round and round and round. And I was like, why is there not more to winning? Like, imagine if I just won something when we won that last minute shootout. And that is when the concept of PlanetX hit me. I was like, right, I want to create a giant competition, a Ready Player One style experience where anyone with a mobile device can tune in and compete for real world prizes, but in a competitive experience. So even though it's prizes, it's that dopamine of love, which every FPS, third-person shooter loves. Last-minute shootouts, extractions, etc., which Arc Raiders has just proved, which we can maybe come on to.
I'm playing it, by the way, and it's crazy. Yeah. Only with items inside the game that you can like recover, get it again. You still don't want to lose them. It's crazy, but yeah, keep going.
Yeah, we can come on to that. So, but I want to be clear to everyone, and I'm going to be direct with your question, why we think we can compete. If I built another BR, none of these co-owners would have got involved. I want to be clear to you. If I pitched a BR, they would say, James, PUBG Mobile is worth $30 billion. How are you going to outperform PUBG Mobile? The thing is, when you download PlanetX, you'll see from the moment you sign in to the moment you extract, it is a completely different game. It's more like Arc Raiders on mobile. Yeah, completely different game. Completely different game loop. Its main concept is a treasure hunt, firstly, and then an extraction shooter, the competitive on the end. So your goal when you land is to find a prize, extract it, and it turns up in the real world, merging the digital and physical world, super unique thing. But that experience, think about Gen Z, think about TikTok, think about social media, think about the biggest creator in the world, Mr. Beast. Giant prizes, giant views, giant competitions. That model is proven to consumers around the world. So what all of these gamers said is you are bringing that Mr. Beast model and making accessible to everyone with a mobile device. And then if you break down mobile audiences, which PC and console people don't really understand, there's more of them, times 10. They're bigger, they're more obsessive. They're in countries like South America, Asia, India. They sit and play PUBG Mobile 6 hours a day. You're then giving them the opportunity to play in a game show to win stuff they couldn't normally afford. So think about your question, why would we compete with Free Fire? If our game looks as good as Free Fire, if it's mechanically better than Free Fire, which it is, I'll say that straight up, it is better than Free Fire. Free Fire is quite, it's not great mechanically, but it's super successful. but you then offer a more competitive experience to win a PlayStation, what do you think a gamer is going to do? And in my opinion, and all the pro gamers, they think they're going to prefer Planet X, and that is why they all got involved.
I agree with that opinion. I actually agree with that opinion. And I told you when we were first talked, like, look, this is amazing and everything, but we have to deliver, right? We have to deliver, and you are delivering. You are delivering, and I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that for you, for the space and everything. Now, with that being said, what brands do you have talking about delivering? Is there any brands that you can talk about that are on board, or right now you're subsidizing some of the prices at the beginning to showcase that this is possible, and then kind of attract brands?
Yeah, 100%. So my original model was to not go to any brands, and was to then, when I've got the numbers, show them the model, show them the data, say it's more interactive. But due to the fact that my co-owners are sponsored by brands as creators, and they have to promote products, I've now got a natural flow of conversations.
That's crazy. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, because let's say I'm a brand and Kagi, you're my creator. Kagi, can you promote this bottle of water, please? Yeah, sure. So then you go on stream and go, win it on Planet X.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I have not actively gone out to pitch any brands, and you'll already see on the website brands on GALLAXIAchain.com. We have even bigger brands that are under NDA, which you're going to see roll out. Like, I'm talking global AAA food, tech brands. But there's some really cool brands. Ninja's brands on there, number one. Nutcase, they're featuring open beta. Got the biggest drinks brand in South America with 300 brands on the website already. They're putting all the brands into the game. You've got football clubs in there that are going to do fan experiences where you can win meet and greets with the team. There's stuff already, and I haven't actively gone out to even pitch this. And they've said, James, it costs us nothing to give you free product, because let's say we sell this drink to Kagi for $3. How much does this cost them to make? 5 cents? Yeah, exactly. So this is what people don't realize. And I had a conversation with one of the biggest tech brands, and they said, James, our phones get sold to consumers for $1,000. They said, how much you actually think they cost us to make? So when we give you $200,000 of prizes, it's not $200,000 of prizes.
It's end consumer prices. Yeah,
exactly. So people don't realize that spend to them is zero.
It's zero, and it cancels out too, because the marketing money, you don't have to use it, right? Or use less of it and use product. So okay, so what other games, and we're gonna go into kind of like the end here. What's the end goal here? What other games are you gonna have on the chain, coming from your own studio? Are you gonna open it up to other studios? Are you gonna become the Epic Games, Steam? Are you gonna have like a closed ecosystem, or is it for gaming focus only? Are you gonna allow other maybe DeFi apps? I don't know. Like, tell me a little bit more about what's the end goal with the chain and other games coming into the ecosystem.
Yes. So the North Star is, and this is my competitiveness as a founder, we want to be the next Riot Games on chain. We want to be a global publisher. The difference being that it's owned by the gamers, the creators, the public. Someone could be sitting in Portugal and part own, Galaxia, producing amazing games. So that's like number one, my first goal as the ecosystem. Our focus at the moment is viral rich content games, if you check the website. And what I mean by viral rich, the games you see us producing have a flywheel and a hook to the public. So growth hacking games that are easy to distribute, rather than just bringing out another game that has to compete. So I'll bring up Go Hunt. Go Hunt is a Pokemon Go game for real world prizes, which integrates the same brands that will be in Planet X. So give you an idea, our co-owners say we have just dropped $10,000 worth of prizes on LA, and people can run outside, scan, find a laptop, find a McDonald's, find a KFC, you name it. Very easy to market, very, very viral, proven from Pokemon Go, but you're actually competing for real world prizes, which is very cool. Once again, I go to a brand, there's a different platform, different style of engagement as such, and it's perfect for them. So brands already partnering with us want to be in both of them. So those two games are very viral style loop games, which we're focusing on. In the future, we're open to other people coming to our ecosystem, but there's two rules. Number one, it has to get through all the co-owners. If they're going to distribute to 200 million people and help you grow your product, you know, if Kagi says, I want to come onto Galaxia, your product has to be where they're happy to represent it and talk about it. Number one, like, is it good enough that I'm going to tell my real world audience about this product? Number two, if you come into Galaxia, you will, in return for distribution and ecosystem funding, you will have to give up a part of it to the owners of Galaxian bars. That's the system. So if you come on, everyone eats from it, basically. And in return, we'll give you unmatched levels of distribution, you know, professional advice, you name it. So that we are very open to, and we've been discussing it now, you know, some kind of launch pad around that, you know, we do. But right now, as I said, hyper focused on the products we all believe in on Galaxia, but we are very open to doing that in the future, funding indies and stuff like that if everything goes to plan.
Yeah. I like unsolicited advice right now. Focus on PlanetX and the vertical that you're. That's the one that has to hit first,
100%.
and everything else just falls in line.
100%. You've got to do the Axie first. You know, and obviously build
the CS:GO, the Fortnite of Epic.
Yeah, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
And,
okay.
And the thing is, because I'm creative, we will end up just doing our own thing. We'll just do another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now is PlanetX, the treasure hunt game. Do you have any other games planned out that you can leak, or any ideas?
Yeah. It's on the website. So we have PlanetX, Go Hunt, 1Pixel, and the console version of PlanetX. So I'll just give a really high level.
Oh, console, that's sick.
Yeah, and we've signed all the Fortnite pros. So seven of the co-owners are all Fortnite pros. So active in the scene, won prize money. I got them on board purely as advisory for the console version of the game, which the chain will do. That's a real passion for me after the mobile. It's pretty much the same game loop. Envision Ark Raiders, but more like Halo, first-person shooter, but for real-world prizes. So Ark Raiders has done something amazing for me. Ark Raiders has proven the game loop of PlanetX, which we have on mobile, will be loved because it is the same game loop. And it's just came out, and there's tweets everywhere. I never thought I would have so much fun trying to get to an extraction point. I never thought I'd have so much fun trying to extract. And I sit there and read it, and I say, "Thank you. This is exactly the same game loop as PlanetX. Exactly the same."
I'm playing almost every day. I put in a few hours, to relieve some stress, so I can see how this is going to be massive. Now we're at the end of the interview right here. So tell us some last few words. What are people looking forward to in the next couple weeks, next couple months? Maybe token drop, or some type of sale, or maybe some beta alpha of the game. I don't know. Whatever is coming, give us the juice.
So I think that when you drop this, we'll be in a game showcase. Everyone will be able to play, lots of prizes. You'll experience the loot, the level of quality of the game at this stage. I'm very proud of it. It was good enough to onboard the best gamers in the world in mobile, so I'm sure that everybody that plays is going to love it. There's going to be a showcase. Then we are doing a bar sale. So obviously there's only 400 out of 750 bars left. This bar is purely if you want to be a part of this vision, you'll have the opportunity to. I advise you play the game first before even considering that. Understand what we've built on the quality of the studio and why people have got involved. You'll have that opportunity. Then the game is going to roll into a open beta but closed test in specific regions promoted by these co-owners. So what I mean by that is we'll do a 2-week campaign in Asia and let 100,000 people in, and we'll give away X amount of prizes, get data, get a lot of social proof of people winning, and each campaign we're going to unlock more and more spaces, and that's how we're going to get to market. So we're not just going to launch the game so everyone can download it. It's going to be like campaigns. We're going to build the socials. People are going to realize, wow, you can actually win, because that's something that, a post went out. I'm going to share this in the showcase. A post went out from a small creator in South America, and the video got 250,000 views in 2 days. And everyone had 5,000 bookmarks. It was crazy. And if you read the comments, everyone said, this can't be real. Everyone said it. This can't be real. There's no way that you can win prizes in a computer game. Yeah, this is what everyone said. And the more of that, of social proof, of more of winning, the more people, you know, it has the potential just to explode, because people are like, wow, this is legitimate. Caggy just got his PlayStation, or Caggy just got his $100 Nike voucher. So we really want to build that trust with the public before we let the whole game go out as such.
Absolutely. I actually have one more question here. When you actually extracting the price, number one, what are preventions for cheaters are you gonna have?
Yep.
Number two,
Yep.
is there gonna be KYC to get your
Yep.
prices?
Yep.
Yeah, just tell me a little bit more about that, if you can go into that.
I actually spoke about this on Spaces last night. We have got systems in place which are completely different to PUBG Mobile and COD Mobile. They don't care. I can't speak for them, but they don't want to put barriers in way to obviously make their player base smaller. I'm the other way around. I would rather have 10 million verified accounts than 100 million unverified accounts, okay? So I treat PLANETX like a bank. So when you sign up, there is something called a trusted badge. So if Caggy has completed the 8 steps, you get a little green tick next to your name, okay? So what that means is there's different levels of security. So for those of you watching, cheating works like this. There's bots, which is super low level. Then there's like medium level cheaters, high level, and then there's Russians, okay? The Russians just hack everything, okay? So these are like the levels of hackers. My job as a founder is to make sure the majority of the player base is happy. You cannot guarantee 0 cheats. It's impossible. You'll be lying, okay? So your job is that if Caggy played 100 hunts, 96 of them may be cheater free, okay? And he's happy with the game then, because I run into a cheater, you know, now and again. To do that, we've got several things in place, which I'm going to explain really quickly. Number one, KYC. It takes 20 seconds, got to put a video up, scan your face, done, KYC. Number two, you have to sign with your finger to say you will not cheat, or your ass can be sued. So you actually have to sign on this thing. That's very important and scares a lot of people, because even Fortnite are publicly suing young people cheating. With a prize competition game, it comes into fraud. It's actual fraud. It's not just cheating. You're frauding a company out of money. So you have to sign. The next thing, which is the most impressive thing, we have AI finger detection. So when you play the game like this on your phone, you have to play 10 hunts and it builds a profile on you, Caggy, and it saves it to your profile. So it says, this is how Caggy moves his fingers, and this is how he plays the game. Yeah? And what happens if you hand your phone to your little brother, it instant blocks him in a hunt, because the game knows that's not how he moves his fingers as Caggy. So that locks to your device, and if you start running wall hits, bots, everything, it knows that's not how Caggy moves his fingers. It instantly blocks you. There's another thing. You have to buy a verification pack for like $5. No one's going to put bots through the system and pay $5 per bot. So if you put 100,000 bots in, that's $500,000 just to play the game. No one's ever going to do it. So if you're not verified, you cannot get into mega hunts. When you withdraw prizes, you have to do a video again, KYC. When you're claiming it, there's locks on your IP. You have to lock your IP to your phone. You can only have 2 on each device. There's also systems in the back. So let's say Caggy, you jump into a hunt, you win 3 legendary chests in 3 games in a row. We flag you, because even if you're a good player, statistically, you finding the rarest chest in the hunt 3 games in a row is tiny, you know, because it's like, how is he finding the chest under that rock? So yeah, without giving away all trade secrets, it's at the top of our agenda. I would rather put people off, because my mind is this: if you don't want to take a 20-second video to play for a PlayStation, a car, or whatever, are you on the run from the FBI? You know, so, you know, don't play the game. And, you know, I'd rather have a very secure, smaller player base that's, you know, healthy, basically.
I like it. I like the direction of this. This is some good preventions there. I'm bullish. Good. You have thought about this. You got all the answers. Well, not all of them, but you a pretty good amount of them.
Do you not think when the gamers come on, the first thing they asked was this?
Of course.
Think about it. Yeah. When they did DD, they were like, James, this is amazing, but like, what happens? So this was a question, and they went through it all, and they were happy with it. So yeah, I think we'll be good.
And if you're cheating too, and you're like cheating constantly, like how many addresses can you actually have?
Exactly.
To send
exactly.
your new PlayStations or whatever. At some point, you're gonna get doxxed you know, like
100%,
so like
100%.
dude,
And,
yeah.
and you know, if you cheat as well, let's say you cheat in a mega hunt and you extract a PlayStation and it says Kagi found, no, sorry, a car. Kagi found the car in 7 seconds, headshotted 10 people and extracted. We watch that back and say, that's impossible gameplay. You're not getting the car blocked.
Yeah,
Done.
absolutely.
You know, so it's we're very serious about that question, and I want to make sure we have a very healthy community. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Bro, I'm very bullish on your chain, on your games, on your ecosystem. I think you're doing a great job here for yourself, for the space. So I'm rooting for you. Where can people find you? Where can people find Galaxia? I know you have the website, you have Twitter. Are you on Instagram, YouTube? Like, what do you have available?
Yeah. So if you go onto Galaxia Chain's website, you'll be able to see the Instagram. It's actually really cool because proof is in the pudding. We dropped a stealth giveaway before we announced this in Web3 because I wanted to prove the power of our distribution. Our first ever post from only 3 out of 50 co-owners hit 2.4 million views in 3 days, which is insane, as you'll know, on their smallest platforms. You can actually follow the Instagram. We're going to start posting on Instagram very shortly, you know, doing videos behind the scenes, content like that. Obviously, my page, ghost_ppx. I basically, you know, I show everything, which you know as Kagi. I'm very transparent with where we are, and what we're doing. So follow me, follow the Galaxia X page, and yeah, and you'll see a lot more drops coming out over the next couple of weeks.
All right, perfect. Thank you for your time. I appreciate you coming into my channel. I feel like I'm gonna look back to this in maybe 5 to 10 years, and I say 5 to 10 years because that's really what it takes to actually see the vision through, and say, damn, that's almost like the CEO of Epic Games or Riot Games. I do see it like this. I do see it like this. I always consider my channels as a history channel. You go back and you can see some of the founders that have succeeded and some of the founders that haven't as well. But yeah, I appreciate your time, for real. Much love, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching on X, make sure you guys comment down below any other questions. James Ghost right here, Mr. Yellow, is always engaging with the community, which is one of the best things about this founder, right? Founders that are, you know, front face, they're here, they're talking to you, and they're not afraid of embracing their vision. Those are the founders that I stand behind. So thank you, James. I appreciate it.